Welcome to Alone Together Baking, where we bake together alone. I'm Sky, and I'm going to demonstrate how to make one of my absolutely favorite desserts, souffle cheesecake. Now, when I did my study abroad in Japan, I would sometimes splurge and treat myself to this light, airy cheesecake. For this recipe, you're going to need a stand mixer or a hand mixer, a 7-inch springform pan, and a 9 by 13 baking dish. So let's get to this. You'll need 150 grams of cream cheese and 28 grams of butter at room temperature, 90 grams of sugar, 3 eggs separated with the whites in a mixing bowl, 150 grams of warm milk, 50 grams of sifted cake flour, half a teaspoon vanilla, half a teaspoon lemon juice, and half a teaspoon lemon zest, which is optional. You'll also need 4 cups of hot water for the bain-marie. If you don't have cake flour like me, you can use 1 tablespoon of cornstarch and the remaining amount in all-purpose flour. And here's a tip to keep lemon juice on hand. Just squeeze the lemon juice into ice cube trays and freeze them. I even bought this special reamer with half-teaspoon wedges to freeze lemon juice. So right now I'm keeping the egg whites in the refrigerator so that they stay cold while the remaining ingredients have been sitting out for an hour. I have the oven preheating at 320 degrees Fahrenheit. And we're going to take the cream cheese and butter, mix them together. Then we're going to mix in half of the sugar. And then we're going to mix in the egg yolks one at a time. Next, we're going to mix in the warm milk and then whisk in the sifted flour until there are no lumps. Then we'll add the vanilla, the lemon juice, and the lemon zest if you have some. Using a stand mixer, I am going to whip the egg whites while slowly adding in sugar for 2.5 minutes until it forms a meringue with soft peaks. If you're using a hand mixer, it may take a little longer. So here's my meringue mixture. And I'm going to take 1 scoop of this mixture and fold it into the cheese mixture. And then I'm going to take the rest of the meringue and fold it in carefully as to not deflate the meringue. Now I'm going to heat 4 cups of water in the microwave for a bain-marie. And if you have parchment paper, you can put parchment paper at the bottom of your 7-inch springform pan and spray the sides with baking spray with flour. Otherwise, just spray the entire pan and make sure you surround it with aluminum foil so that water doesn't get in when we're baking it. So I'm going to slowly pour the cake batter into the prepared pan and then put the 4 cups of hot water into the baking dish. We're going to put that in the oven for 50 minutes and then turn off the oven, but leave it inside for another 10 minutes before opening the door. I'm going to open the door slowly and leave the door cracked open for about an hour or so while the cake comes to room temperature. Do you see how the cake is taller than the pan? Don't get too excited. It will deflate a little as it cools off, but it'll still be super light and fluffy. I've taken the cake out of the oven, removed it from the springform pan, and refrigerated it for at least an hour. Now we're ready to decorate the cake. The traditional Japanese way would be to use an apricot jam glaze over the top. Another thing you could do is to decorate the top with fresh berries. Or a very simple way to decorate it would be to dust the top with powdered sugar. Here I have just a tablespoon of apricot jam, which I've warmed up. I'm just going to lightly glaze the top of this, and then it's ready to serve. It's been a pleasure baking alone together with you today. This souffle cheesecake is so light in area, it's easy to just eat it by yourself. But I hope you'll share this with friends and family. For a written version of this recipe, visit my website, alonetogetherbaking.com, or you can also find me on Instagram at alonetogetherliving. Until next time, keep on baking.